Hello everyone, welcome back to WsCube. In our today's session, we will be discussing about Python, that what is Python, why it is important, what are the advantages, what are the leading companies that are using Python, what are its advantages over the other languages. So before we start that, let's have a small recap on what we have learned before. So in our previous session, we discussed what is coding, what is programming language, what is a compiler, and what is an interpreter. So I hope you had no doubt and no questions from our previous sessions.
Also, if you want to become a successful data analyst and you want to learn from our industrial experts, then you may call on the number given below, or you can also click on the link given in our description. Not just that, with our every batch, you will be getting 2 demo classes for free. So let's get started, guys.
Talking about what is Python, here we have Python is a high level interpreted language. It is highly readable, and it uses very few syntactic constructions than the other languages. So in the last session also we discussed that Python is an interpreted language. So interpreted language means that it reads each line of code at a time, right? Now let's discuss its advantages over the other languages. So before we discuss its advantages over the other languages, I would like to tell you a fun fact about Python. So Python was discovered by this guy called as Guido van Rossum, and many of you think that Python has a symbol of snake, so maybe it's named after a snake. So no, that's not true. This guy who discovered Python was a fan of this TV show, which was Monte Carlo Python Group. It was basically a show, and the name of the group was Monte Carlo Python Group. That's why the guy named the language as Python. It has nothing to do with this name. Now, talking back about its advantages, we have here since so our first advantage, it has a simple syntax that means most of the keywords that are used in Python, they come from the English language. So someone who knows English, it will be very easy for that person to understand what is there written inside the code for. And if you compare it with the any other language, yes, for a non-programmer, it will be hard to understand a code written in any other language other than Python. But when a code is written in Python, it will be quite easier for the person to understand that what is happening inside that code. So it is, yes, that easy, which makes it highly readable as well. Second thing is it uses fewer lines. If you compare the lines of code in Python to write a program and the lines of code to write a program in any other language, you will find that Python uses very few lines and it gives a great program to us in a very few lines. Third is it uses interpreters, which is helpful in debugging. As I said, it uses interpreters which reads one line at a time. And whenever there is a mistake, it tells us, it stops the program over there and tells us that, okay, you have a mistake in this line, and stops the program. So it makes it easy for the programmer to understand that where is the mistake and debug it quickly. Fourth is it is compatible with various platforms. So it can be used, it is compatible with various platforms. Not all the languages are compatible with all the platforms, but here it is compatible with Mac, Linux, Raspberry, etc. So yes, it has so many advantages. Talking about the scope in Python, like where Python can be used, Python has a vast scope. It can be used in most of the fields nowadays. It can be used in web development, in developing an application, developing mobile application, developing desktop application. It is also used in our mathematical operations, plus also it can be used in the software development. Here are some leading companies that are using Python. You might have heard of them, you might have seen them. We have Netflix, whole Instagram is made up of Python. So yes, it has a vast scope and it has a vast application. So guys, I guess I have made you very excited to learn Python. After listening to this, you might have understood what makes Python the best language out there. So in our next session, we will be downloading the software where we can run Python. That would be our idle. I will teach you how to download it, and also we will be learning how we can use it, right? So stay connected and I'll see you in the next session. Thank you.